lack of concern and defense of our republic, and we're suffering the consequences. This is what we're talking about. How can we reverse this trend? I think we have to understand how it happened, what the problems were, and what we have to aim for. But we've had a lot of problems because of this. Number one, economic problems, because they do not understand the Constitution and economics on monetaries. I mean, it is very clear what we should be doing. The founders knew and understood something about inflation. The runaway inflation of the continental dollar was devastating to the economy. So they were explicit. They said no emitting of bills of credit, no printing money, no paper money, and that only gold and silver should be legal tender. Authorizing a central bank, which means there should be no Federal Reserve System. I didn't believe any of you existed and cared about or understood anything about the Federal Reserve. You know, as a consequence of our lack of concern for the protection of liberties, we have suffered tremendously from this. We don't have privacy anymore. We pass bills like the Patriot Act and the FISA legislation and the Military Commissions Act. No Military Commissions Act. We need to defend habeas corpus. And the one thing that we don't need, that they're doing in the name of catching all those potential terrorists, is we do not need and should not accept a national ID card. We've spent hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars on this particular war. It's been war on American citizens more than it's been a war to change these conditions. And that is the war on drugs, which has been a complete, total failure. The war on drugs has led us to a condition where the states pass laws that say that if you happen to be ill, you are sick, you're getting chemotherapy, you have AIDS, and you get benefit by smoking marijuana, and the law permits you to do it, which shouldn't be permissible in a republic. No, the federal government actually arrests sick people in the name of compassionate conservatism, putting people in prison. But some say, well, it's dangerous. It might do other things, and it's a danger to you and what you do with your own body. Well, you know, I made a comment once in a speech on the House floor. I said, yes, some of the strongest drug warriors in Washington, D.C. rant and rave about the possibility of a sick person using marijuana for their illness, and at the same time, guess what? They have no hesitation to imbibe in that drug called alcohol, a more dangerous drug. But the drug war has caused us to do so many foolish things. Not only it's a violation of freedom of choice and taking your own risk, it violates the concept of states' rights and state legislation, but it also has been something rather weird in many ways. This whole idea is quite recent. It's in the lifetime of many of us here. It was the first federal law against the use of marijuana occurred in 1937, I believe. 1937. Before that, people did use that. States had the right to regulate. But it's a recent onset. But during the war, it was important that a related plant to marijuana called hemp was used. They were encouraged to grow it. It was useful in the war effort. You can make clothes and medical problems and food products out of hemp. But we are obsessed and confused. And what does the federal government do? If you go out and plant hemp plants, you're going to go to jail. What's going on? Oh no, it's a drug. Somebody might smoke it. But you know what? To get high on a hemp cigarette, the cigarette has to be big as a telephone pole. And the last thing I ever wanted to leave anybody with is that I think drugs are safe. I think drugs are very dangerous. I think illegal drugs, the ones that are currently illegal, are very, very dangerous, and we should be very cautious about it. But I also, as a